Yeah, and welcome to Beat, your one-way ticket radio show for news, stories, all run by four white boys who want nothing more than the booze inside of their father's attic. Now, firstly, in today's story, women have rights. Like that's gonna last. Now, due to the fact that, time period appropriately, I am extremely sexist, I'm going to go vomit for 10 minutes. I'll let my friend, Evan, explain the backstory. Evan?
Thank you. Today is August 19th, 1920, and the 19th Amendment has passed. Women have now earned their right to vote here in the great United States of America. I believe women should have had the right to vote years ago. Moving on to our next topic, I'm sorry for anyone who is invested into the stock market since it's completely changed detrimentally. It has dropped over 25%. I believe that is absolute banana oil. Our final topic of the day is our new President of the United States. President Calvin Coolidge will be serving from 1923 to 1929. I believe that our president will lead our country to a great future for our generation. That is all we have today. All we have for this topic today.
In today's news, Babe Ruth is the talk of the town, where just a few days ago, his 1924 season came to a close in a 3-4 loss at the Philadelphia Athletics. He had an amazing season, where he led the New York Yankees to an 89-63-1 record with 46 home runs and 200 total hits, finishing second in the American League, and really is the cat's meow. In other sports, Notre Dame Fighting Irish football kicked off their season on October 4, 1924, with a 40-0 win over Lombard. It was complete Jake out there. Let's just hope Newt Rockne can continue playing his men well, as they have absolutely turned football on its head by compiling perfect lossless years.
Let's talk about the world's biggest parade. The Macy's Day Parade happened yesterday and is the biggest parade with over 250,000 people watching. They had 22 parade floats with professional bands that had live zoo animals. Unfortunately, some lions started to fight after the parade. There's talk about replacing the lions with big balloons, but they're having trouble making them lighter. Also, the vacuum company Hoover is now coming out with the electric vacuum cleaner. This is the new bee's knees and is going to change lives with the convenience of not having to hand pump the vacuum cleaner.
Great work, gentlemen, as always. Let me just check the time here and, looks like it's time for commercial. Beat will be right back after these messages. Introducing all new Kool-Aid. One day, young entrepreneur Edwin Perkins decided water was just too funky for human consumption and so created his product, Fruit Smack, a fruit juice made from concentrate.
This fruit is totally smacking.
But young Perkins ran into a problem. The glass bottles he shipped his product in kept breaking in shipping.
The glass bottles I ship my product in keep breaking in shipping.
And so our wide-eyed entrepreneur decided that instead of selling the liquid, he should sell the product as a powder.
This is almost as profitable as the powder my Colombian friend Pablo sells.
And so the original Kool-Aid was born. Coming in 6 flavors: cherry, orange, raspberry, grape, lemon, lime, and root beer at your local supermarket, 2 packs for a dime. Kool-Aid. Buy it today.
Mommy, I'm thirsty. My husband doesn't love me enough to feed you.
Ouch! Owie!
Oh dear goodness, Maya!
Has this ever happened to you?
Yes.
Instead of dehydrating your children, consider feeding them a nice refreshing glass of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was first invented in 1886 when Dr. John Smith Pemberton, a pharmacist, mixed the syrup originally and began distributing it to local pharmacies. Coke's name really picked up, however, when war generals began distributing it to their troops, believing that everyone should be entitled to the delicious taste and carbonated flavor of the soft drink. And for only a nickel at your local grocery store, what could beat it? Me personally, I find it to be quite addictive. I've had my 8th this morning, and, what are they even putting in this stuff anyways? It's real good. Let me just check the ingredients here, and, that is cocaine. That is actual cocaine. I am selling drugs to children. Yeah. So, to make a long story short, I'm gonna go to rehab, you should buy some coke, and we can save the police report, for later.
Ah, what a beautiful day out in the town. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming, and on days like these, kids like you should be watching a movie. Ah, the theater, where stories are told, where men are born, where older die, and where love is found. In our business and our field, we run a special kind of theater. I believe some would say a Nickelodeon. Interestingly, the name is actually a mixture of two words that cost to get in, a nickel and an odion, the Greek word for theater. As video cameras became more widespread, movies slowly began to as well, naturally. And during this time, the main form of entertainment in a theater were shows such as minstrel and vaudeville. And this live form of entertainment took a large toll on actors and producers. Therefore, a strike in the early 1900s caused entertainment companies to scramble for a way to entertain their crowd. So they began showing shorter movies. Eventually, the first actual Nickelodeon was established, offering both movies and live shows. A nickel for a 20-minute movie. Not bad of a deal, in my opinion. I mean, we're showing nearly constantly. I'm upwards of 30 showings a day. If you're in the neighborhood and bored in the town and want something to do, your local Nickelodeon is always right there. Consider taking a visit. Thank you. Hello there, and welcome back to Beat, your local radio spot for America's hottest stories. Gentlemen, what do we have today?
Let's talk about fashion and women's rules. Women have just got the right to vote by the passing of the 19th Amendment, and women still want more economic and political powers. As a protest, the flappers started to become a popular style. Many people think that they are ruthless women because they drink in public, they cut their hair short, and go on dates without supervision. Men are saying that nice women don't want to vote. Certain jobs were being filled by women, like being a maid, a teacher, a clerk, a factory worker, and dressmaker.
In other news, Charlie Chaplin just made another appearance the other day for his new movie titled The Pilgrim. Disguised as a priest, an escaped convict makes his way to Texas. He ends up in a small rural town where the townsfolk mistake him for their new church minister. Really is a knee slapper. Greatest of all, though, are the new revolutionary ideas in the movie industry, called talkies. A couple weeks ago, the jazz singer made its debut as the first talkie in history, and the box offices went wild. I also got word that The Great Gatsby, a book by F. Scott Fitzgerald, is flying off the shelves. 20,000 copies are already sold, and more are on the upswing.
Now, as of late, things have been brewing in New York. I mean, when is there not, but specifically in Harlem. A sudden influx of African Americans has taken the province by storm, and though some would think this to be a bad thing, something quite interesting has come out of it. Namely, the art. Black actor Paul Robeson has recently starred in his movie Tales of Manhattan, which is proving to be quite the box office gutbuster. African poet County Cullen has recently begun publishing extremely vast works, even taking home some trophies at poetry contests. And among all of this, a wild, new, soulful genre of music has come about, which some are calling jazz. These black musicians are taking once formal orchestral instruments and pushing them to their limits, embracing the rasp of the saxophone pushed over the edge or the vibrant squeal of the trumpet. Truthfully, this seems to be revolutionary, unlike anything the human ear has concocted before. Anyways, this has been Beat. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week to where we figure out how to scrape peanut butter off of our toes without leaving a smell. Thank you for listening.